environmentally sustainable small-scale mining. About 1 million people are engaged in small-scale mining in Ghana. Our goal would be to help grow small-scale mining companies into large-scale companies with capacity building and assisting them to access finance for acquiring equipment. We intend to create many millionaires in the small-scale mining industry. My government will support the Minerals Commission and key stakeholders to formalize the artisanal and small-scale gold mining sector with the objective of ensuring that activities of the entire value chain are sustainably and responsibly done so that most of the gold produced by this sector can be sold to the Bank of Ghana and be eligible to be part of Ghana's gold reserves at the central bank. In line with this, we will license all miners doing responsible mining. District mining committees, including the chiefs, will provide initial temporary licenses to the miners. As long as miners mine within the limits of their licenses, that is, no mining in river bodies and so, as long as they mine within the limits of their licenses, we will no longer be in seizure or paying of extra. I will fully decentralize the Minerals Commission as well as the Environmental Protection Agency and ensure that they are all present in my district. Every Ghanaian small-scale mining operator will register under the Ghana Small-Scale Miners Association with their Ghana card. We will, in collaboration with the large mining companies, convert abandoned shafts into community mining schemes, and we will open more and new community mining schemes. District mining committees would be responsible for reclamation and replant, and we will institute a pension scheme for small-scale miners like we have done for cocoa farmers. We will introduce vocational and skills training on sustainable mining for small-scale miners in the curriculum of TVET institutions and provide equipment to government authorities in the mining of communities to undertake reclamation of land. Ladies and gentlemen, we will also set up a state-of-the-art common user gold processing units in mining districts in collaboration with the private sector. My government will also conduct an audit of all concessions with various licenses and new applications. This will allow government to know licenses that have expired and non-compliant with licensing conditions. To encourage exploration, I will abolish the VAT on exploration services like I said, to encourage more exploration. We will establish a collaboration with the private sector and Minerals Development Bank. Just as we have a great development bank for agriculture, we will have a Minerals Development Bank for the miners. To support the industry, we will establish through the private sector the London Bullion Market Association certified gold refinery in Ghana within 4 years. And all responsibly mined small-scale gold produced will be sold to the central bank, the PMC, or the Minerals and Income Investment Fund, and will be required. All the small-scale gold mining in Ghana, there will be a requirement that they are refined before they leave Ghana. We'll have to refine them before. Ladies and gentlemen, the increase in Ghana's gold reserves to support the city. Ladies and gentlemen, a major factor influencing macroeconomic stability is the consistent depreciation of the cedi against foreign currencies. This is usually caused by pressure on our foreign exchange reserves. Appreciably, increasing our reserves of gold at the central bank, combined with prudent fiscal policy, is therefore one of the surest ways to keep the exchange rate stable. Two policies that help to rescue the economy from catastrophe in the recent crisis were the Bank of Ghana's gold purchase program and the gold for oil program. The domestic gold purchase program of the Bank of Ghana is a program where the central bank boosts its foreign exchange reserves by buying locally produced gold with cedis. Before this program, the total of Ghana's gold reserves since independence was 8.7 tons. That's the total we held since independence. This compares to 3,352 tons for Germany, 2,814 tons for the IMF, 2,451 tons for Italy, and 8,133 tons for the United States. It did not make sense to me that Ghana, the largest gold producer in Africa, will have some of the slowest holdings of gold reserves in the world. So I proposed to the Bank of Ghana to start a gold purchase program. The gold for oil program, on the other hand, allows the payment for oil imports with gold. So importers provide seeds which the Bank of Ghana uses to buy gold and pays the suppliers of the oil. This reduces the pressure on Ghana's foreign exchange reserves and stabilizes the rate. Ladies and gentlemen, it will interest you to know that since this program started, the Bank of Ghana has purchased 26 tons of gold at $1.73 billion. The government of Ghana gold for oil program, which also started in late December 2022, has purchased 16 tons of gold at $1.06 billion. That has been available for the import of petroleum products. Together, the gold for reserves and the gold for oil programs have unlocked $2.79 billion to meet external payments of the country in just over a year. These two policies have allowed us to build foreign exchange reserves and pay for critical imports like fuel, stabilize the exchange. It is important to note that the $2.7 billion that we have unlocked is almost equivalent to the $3 billion loan that we have obtained from the IMF, which is going to be dispersed over 3 years. What is clear to me is that if we had started implementing these policies, say 20 years ago, Ghana would be in a very different situation today. But it is never too late, and we have started, and we will continue. Ladies and gentlemen, given the large amount of gold reserves Ghana has, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Ghana has 7 large gold belts stretching from Azin and Winga to Nangodi and Lora. According to the Geological Survey Department, the belts cover an area of 43,000 square kilometers, with about 50%, that is 21,000 kilometers, not yet explored. The conservative estimate is that the potential quantum of gold in these unexplored belts is around 5 billion ounces. This has a market value today of $10 trillion. My government will engage exploration experts from the universities and the geological institutions to assist in exploring our 7 gold belts. However, if only 5% of the 5 billion ounce estimate materialize, only 5%, it will be a game changer for Ghana. My government will provide the Geological Survey Department and our universities with resources annually to to undertake a mapping of areas where we have gold reserves. As a matter of policy, we will legislate that concessions in areas with proven gold reserves that will fund 100% of those concessions will be given to Ghanaians for operation. We can easily raise the capital required and hire the expertise once the gold reserves are approved. Our policy will be to build Ghana's gold reserves appreciably to reach a point where we have sufficient gold reserves to keep our external payments position sustainably strong. This, along with a supportive fiscal discipline, will provide long-term stability for the exchange rate of the city, and at the same time reduce our dependence on the Eurobond markets for finance. I believe that the maximization of the benefits from our natural resources will help create jobs, improve livelihoods, and also improve the conditions of service of Ghanaians. I now come to industrialization. Ladies and gentlemen, I will continue our policy of industrialization in areas such as agro-processing, cocoa, cashew, shea nuts, and so on, salt, gold, lithium, refining, and manufacture of batteries and automobile assembly and manufacture. And also empower the local business sector, especially startups and SMEs, to drive investment and growth in them. That's significantly boosting job creation. We must also protect local industry from smuggled inputs that evade import duties. Ladies and gentlemen, special economic zones will be created inside the free zones in collaboration with the private sector at Ghana's major border towns, such as Aflao, Haga, Elobo, Sangase, and Tatale, to enhance economic activity, increase exports, and reduce smuggling and create jobs. The ports will be fully automated and benchmarked to be as efficient as some of the best ports in the world, like Hong Kong, Singapore, and Dubai. Also, there will be a new policy of aligning import duties and charges at the Tema port to the import duties and charges at the local port. Togo alone is our main competitor. This will reduce smuggling and tax avoidance. Also, for spare parts imported, duties will be at a flat rate per container, printed or folded. Ladies and gentlemen, let us now move to deal with corruption. I entered politics to serve the nation. My passion is solving problems. My passion is helping the poor, the vulnerable, and the disadvantaged in society. Accumulation of wealth is not and has never been a passion or an ambition. This is why throughout my public life I have pursued policies, especially through digitalization, to check corruption in places like the ports, the DDA, the NHS, the passport office, and the control and accounting general department. So I have a solid track record in fighting corruption, and I have earned a reputation for doing so. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the most potent weapons against corruption is transparency. Many corrupt activities are cash-based. Apart from the obvious economic benefits moving in the direction of a cashless society, the literature does indicate that the more electronic payments are used in transactions as opposed to cash, the more there is traceability and therefore the less the corruption. I would like to bring Ghana close to a cashless economy in the shortest possible time. So far, the Bank of Ghana has made a lot of progress in in this direction by putting in place a lot of the systems and infrastructure required. These include mobile money interoperability, merchant interoperability, the universal QR code system, DHA, debit cards, C-Switch, and Ghana Pay. We have put in place the necessary infrastructure for Ghana to go cashless. Recently, the Bank of Ghana has completed a pilot of a digital version of the Ghana cedi in St. This is known as the Central Bank Digital Currency, or the e-cedi. The e-cedi is designed to work online and offline, and will be launched by the Bank of Ghana in due course. In my humble opinion, the e-cedi with appropriate privacy protections will be the ultimate weapon in our fight against corruption, because it will provide transparency, reduce the risk of fraud, robbery, tax avoidance, and money laundering, since it will be easy to track the movement of money and identify suspicious activity. The e-cedi will quicken the pace of Ghana's move towards a cashless or near cashless society. Ladies and gentlemen, to move towards a cashless economy, however, we have to encourage the population to use electronic channels of payment. To accomplish this, under my administration, there will be no taxes on digital payments. The e-levy will therefore be abolished. Details of all public contracts for public scrutiny. Ladies and gentlemen, in advanced economies, workers are able to easily access credit to purchase basic items such as televisions, cars, and houses. They are able to do so because the credit system works and it is supported by individualized credit scoring by credit rating agencies. In Ghana, the credit system is yet to develop, and therefore life is harder for workers. It is my goal to make it easier and cheaper to access credit by leveraging on our data and systems, such as the Ghana Card, Ghana Post GPS, mobile money interoperability, DBNA, DIA, bank accounts, and all those to build an efficient credit system and a mortgage market in Ghana, underpinned by individualized credit scoring and the digitalization of land titling and transfer. We look forward to starting individualized credit scoring in Ghana this year, and will make it easy for Ghanaians to access credit at lower interest rates. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that when it comes to a national development plan, I believe we can find broad contours of a national development plan for which we can find consensus in areas such as education, health, industrialization, environment, and so on. I will support a consensus national development plan. Specifically, I will propose to amend Article 87 of the 1992 Constitution, as well as the NDPC Act at 7479, to mandate political parties manifestos and consequently economic and social policies of government, as well as budgets, to be aligned to the agreed upon broad contours in specific sectors. Ladies and gentlemen, the current constitution was designed mainly for political stability, and it has achieved that. We need to amend it with the help of Parliament to align it more for national development. In that context, I am committed to the process to amend the 1992 Constitution through extensive public consultation with key emphasis on issues such as ex-gratia, the rights of dual citizens, elections of MMDCs, deepening decentralization, empowering the youth, while reducing the power of the rest. Ladies and gentlemen, I want a Ghana where we place an emphasis on values and doing the right things, with the human factor playing its appropriate role in curbing corruption, bribery, crime, dishonesty, and so on. A culture of governance founded on ethical values, transparency, professionalism, and meritocracy to create a modern government machinery that exhibits more intensity and determination to impose order, discipline, and enforce compliance of the rules and regulations that are in place. In this regard, we will have a strong partnership between government and faith-based organizations. The contribution of faith-based organizations, for example, the Catholic Bishop Conference, Christian Council, Pentecostal Council, the Muslim Council, in areas such as education, health, infrastructure, youth development, and so on, is very significant and complements government's efforts. And so we are going to have then benefit from many of the incentives that we offer to some of our external development partners. Ladies and gentlemen, I will also have a major focus on policies, tax, and other incentives to increase private and public investment in tourism, creative arts, and sports. More jobs for more job creation. We will build on the year of return, beyond the return, and December in Ghana. We will also introduce initiatives such as digital streaming platforms for our artists and tax incentives to make tourism and creative arts a growth pool. Tax incentives will also be provided for film producers and musicians. To boost tourism and job creation, my government will implement an e-visa policy for all international visitors to Ghana to enable visas to be obtained in minutes, subject to security and criminal checks. Ladies and gentlemen, sports is a multi-million-dollar industry and an enabler for the youth. However, we have not realized our full sports potential, and we cannot maximize the full potential of Ghana sports with the same funding model we have operated since independence. My government will therefore prioritize the creation of incentives for corporate sponsorship as a sustainable model of financing sports development and promotion of our national teams, including football, athletics, boxing, and all levels. This will take the financial pressure off government and also enable government to redirect more support to other sports disciplines. My government, as part of a broad sports development vision, will establish the Ghana Sports Secretariat, which will be an agency under the ministry, responsible for sports in collaboration with other stakeholders such as the Ghana Education Service and Sports Regulation. My government will also seek school-level collaboration with international sports bodies like the NBA and the NFL to make Ghana a hub of these emerging sports in Africa to create more opportunities for our young people. Ladies and gentlemen, we we have already tried this with the NFL, the governing body for American football, which agreed to host in Ghana in 2022. We agreed to host in Ghana in 2022 the first ever NFL flag football in Africa after my engagement with them. This paved the way for 10 young Ghanaians to be selected to the United States to represent Africa in the global NFL tournament last year. Another set of young Ghanaians who were picked after the second NFL African football was also held in Ghana last year are currently in the United States to represent Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to build a nation that cares for the interests of the poor and the vulnerable, like persons with disabilities, the aged, street kids, lepers, cerebral palsy patients, and so on, in collaboration with faith-based institutions and the private sector. My government will also focus on special needs. To start with, we will recruit 1,000 special needs education teachers and retrain teachers on how to work with special needs students. We will also train more speech and language therapists and occupational and behavioral therapists. Ladies and gentlemen, we have secured visa-free travel to a growing list of countries for the benefit of our citizens and business. However, the acquisition of passports by Ghanaians at home and abroad has continued to be difficult for many, even though it has significantly improved. So far, Ghana has about 4.5 million passport holders and 17 million people enrolled on the Ghana card, which is also an e-passport. To make it easy for Ghanaians to obtain passports under my government, any if you are a holder of a Ghana card, you will not need to apply separately for a card. You just need to provide your Ghana card number, pay the fee on your mobile phone. This is because the Ghana card contains all the information and the biometrics for a regular card. If you apply for your passport and pay for it, it can be delivered to your home using your digital identity. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bawumia administration will also prioritize the full implementation of the Affirmative Action Act. My government will also expand infrastructure at medical schools as well as the Ghana Law School to support an increase in admissions for students for medical and legal studies. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want someone who can trust to work hard and tirelessly and selflessly for Ghana, it is Dr. Bawumia. If you want a leader who has a proven record and who you can trust to create jobs for the youth, it is Dr. Bawumia. If you want a we are too many. If you want a man to trust to take care of the poor, disabled, and the vulnerable, it is Dr. Bawumia. If you are looking for the man who has the vision and commitment to prepare Ghana for the fourth industrial revolution, then it is Dr. Bawumia. If you are looking for the man who is more committed to protecting and using our natural resources for the benefit of all Ghanaians, it is Dr. Bawumia. Who will be more accountable to Ghanaians? A one-time president like a competitor or a person who can look to the long-term development of Ghana because he can have two things. It is Dr. Bawumia. Who can you trust to protect and improve free senior high school education? It is Dr. Bawumia. Who can you trust to improve the national health insurance scheme and improve the quality of health care in Ghana? It is Dr. Bawumia. Who has demonstrated a commitment to the development of deprived communities like the Zongo communities? It is Dr. Bawumia. Ladies and gentlemen, many people have said that I am the most impactful vice president in Ghana's history. I do not intend to compare what I have achieved as vice president under President Ghana Dr Bawumia to that of a vice president who would not perhaps make a mark. I will let you be the judge of that. But I can say that I have never been president of this country before. I am presenting myself to you for the first time to ask for your precious vote to serve you as your president. In all humility, I would like you to give me the opportunity to become one of the most impactful presidents in Ghana's history. I have outlined many far-reaching measures in this speech. These are measures that should put us on the right path and transform our economy. I know that many of us might be tempted to say that we have had many bright days. Many will say the problem is leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, I offer only what has guided me throughout my life. Hard work, personal integrity, accountability, and selfless leadership. I am determined to make a difference, a positive difference. I will work for you and with you, with honesty and integrity, with wisdom and decisiveness. I have clarity in my mind as to what I want to do from day one if you make me president.
No honeymoon, no honeymoon, no honeymoon, no honeymoon.
I will not ask for a honeymoon. I am prepared and ready to work if you give me the opportunity. You know what I stand for. You know my vision. My vision is about your mission. I believe in the ingenuity of the Ghanaian. Together, we can succeed in building a progressive society of possibility, enterprise, compassion, open opportunities, and a shared prosperity for every Ghanaian, born rich or poor, born from the north or the south, born Christian or Muslim, a boy or a girl. Thank you for your attention. God bless you and God bless our homeland, Ghana.
A big round of applause for His Excellency. and the leader of the New Patriotic Party, Mrs. Bawumia. Please join your husband on stage as we acknowledge the responses from the audience. Ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Between 2017 and now, the government of Ghana has executed tens of thousands of projects across the length and breadth of this country. We use the taxpayer money to deliver public goods and services. The time has come to tell the story. You need it.
Let's go.
In terms of market, 80% of the base, and then we got a new plan, even more than comes from the research lab and fields of the Ministry of Environment, Science, Technology and Innovation.
We are taking the production of aquaculture from 4,000 to over 6,000 metric tons.
We have worked very hard to make it possible for Ghana to become the headquarters of the African Continental Food. We've done it. We completed several years in completion the project. We've also found new oil in the Chubu Southeast, pumping around 30,000 barrels per month without paying dollars. The government, since 2017, has constructed over 40 kilometers of bridges. The Tamale Airport is now an international airport. We have upgraded it to international status.
We have made this country safer.
The road sector has tackled as many as 12 interchanges in our country. So as many as 6 interchanges at various stages, including Tamale interchange, have been completed, whilst another 6 various stages of completion.
And under my ministry, Conrad has become a friend of us.
In the year 2021 as main